everyone. My name is Cynthia. I'm from Ladybug Hugs, and I was asked by a friend to do a little tutorial on how to paint rocks because I do that a lot, and I sell my rocks or I just give them away. It's great therapy for me. So I'm going to do a series of little tutorials to show you that it can be fun, it can be very therapeutical, and it doesn't have to be expensive. I'm going to show you some tricks of the trade and some little backstreet tricks that you may not have thought of. And the one thing you need to remember is that there's no right or wrong way to go about it. The important thing is that you have fun doing it. If you mess up, you just repaint your rock and you start over. And whatever you feel may not be a piece of work or a piece of art. I'm French and I apologize if I mess up my words. What may not be a piece of art for you may turn out to be a piece of art for someone else. So I hope that you're blessed by watching this and that you learn something. So without further ado, I'm going to start with showing you the tools that I use. So obviously, here we have rocks. I hail from Northern Ontario, so right now we have a little bit of snow on the ground. So I collect rocks in the spring to fall because in the winter, obviously, it's a little difficult for us to gather rocks. These are unpainted, and this one I painted with just white. Obviously, it needs to be repainted, but that's okay. It's all part of the deal. So you're looking for rocks. It doesn't really matter. I like my rocks smooth. I'm a ladybug addict, so I just like smooth rocks. Actually, the town I was born in was called Smooth Rock Falls. So I've had rocks that I've painted that were really, really big. I've painted tiny, tiny rocks. The size is really up to you. It's going to depend the amount of work you want to put into it. Stuff to put your paint in, I like these guys. They're pill keepers that they have at the pharmacy. If you have someone who takes medication on a regular basis, you can ask them to keep these for you. They're absolutely awesome. They're perforated. You can just rip them apart. Christmas is coming, so you're bound to get stuff. This is good if you want to mix a big amount of paint. I love using bottle caps. They're really, really good to mix small amount of paints. These are good. They're for testing strips for people who have diabetes. And they close tight, so they're waterproof. And these are also waterproof. They're great to keep stuff in, and they latch onto one another. So another good idea. And these are actually for people who make tattoos. It's like a little ring, and you can put a tiny bit amount of paint in there, and it's great so you don't waste your paint. And this is a godsend for me because some of my rocks are very, very detailed, and I will post a link in the YouTube section. So this is what I use to hold my paint, if you will. The tools I use, and this is where your imagination can run free. You can use paintbrushes, you can use sponges, you can use whatever. So there's the sponge stick, the dauber as it's called. I've used skewers, I've painted with toothpicks, I'm very serious. Orange sticks, I like painting with, I'm actually a professional artist, so I do paint with very good brushes, but be aware that when you're painting on rocks, it's very, very harsh on your brushes. I get most of my paint brushes for rock painting at the dollar store, believe it or not. Chopsticks to mix your paint with. These I get on eBay. They're Chinese painting brushes. Some of these I'm going to show you my favorites, and you're going to think I'm absolutely insane, which you're probably right. These I enjoy painting with. They're very hard to, well, they're not very hard. It's practice to learn to work with these, but if you need fine lines, these are perfect. But if you're going to wash them, make sure that you shake them well because they will accumulate water. in the well. And then there's these as well that are also very fine. I do a lot of detailed work, so it's I cannot see it too well. It's a little hard. And then there's more different ones here. Get your brushes at the dollar store. You'd be surprised what you can find nowadays. Bought a bag of these. These cost me maybe $3. Sharpies and markers will get ruined very quickly because of the abrasiveness of the rock, even with paint on it. So be aware if you're using good markers. You can use glitter glue. You can use even little decorations. This is nail decorations. This is more nail decorations. You can get all this stuff on eBay. You have stamping ink. You have glitter powder. This one is a nail polish pen. If you want to get high, you can use that. More nail decorations. And this is just ideas you can use. If your paint's still a little tacky, you can put it on there. And I buy my paint also at the dollar store. This is what I use. There's different size bottles, as you can see here. There's big tubes you can get, depending where you are. I'm in Canada, so this is what I can get. This stuff was sent to me from the States by a very lovely lady. But I know that you can get it in the States. And this is what I use as a varnish. And it works really well. And it works really well to glue the little decorations on. Like these guys here as well. So this is pretty much what I would start with. Like, you don't even need to do the decorations for starters. You can just start with, let's say, white paint, contrasting color, toothpicks, paintbrush, rocks, and something to hold your paint, and you're laughing and you're ready to go. So in the next little tutorial, I'm going to start you off with showing you how I start off with painting my rocks. So in the meantime, I invite you to check out the Ladybug Hugs fan page on Facebook, and I hope you have a blessed day. So we'll talk to you soon. Bye now.